I am Greg.
And I'm Derek. Welcome to Men of the Den, and this is Monday.
Hello everyone, welcome to another week here on the Den. This week on the Den is Den Cuisine Week.
So it was a fan challenge. Josh Lynch had challenged each boy at the Den to cook a meal based off another person's heritage of the Den, and assigned who was going to cook who. So he assigned us Greg Ballard, who has an Italian background. So, what's Italian to you?
Pasta?
Pasta, fresh, big meal. So we decided to go with a 3-course meal with this one. So we are going to show you how to do prosciutto asparagus spears, fresh pasta, chicken carbonara, and we're going to top it off with a dessert as well.
Oh, don't forget the bread.
Oh yeah, and we did a balsamic glaze bread as well.
Okay, enjoy.
So you may already have the ingredients at home to make a homemade pasta. What you're going to need is 3 cups of all-purpose flour. A lot of people will say to use seminola, but all-purpose flour will work in this situation. 4 large eggs, about a tablespoon of salt, and it'll be about a tablespoon of oil. So let's get this started. So the first part of this is going to be to dump the flour onto a workable surface and make sure everything is sanitized, because flour and eggs can carry a lot of bacteria. So let's get that started. Alright. Of course you want to mix your salt in there too. Here. And you're going to want to dig a hole in here. So you kind of have like a well being built. And what we're going to do is we're going to crack the eggs into the well. Now with a fork, you can break the eggs. I put the oil in with the eggs as well. So we're going to just lightly at first break the eggs. We're just going to stir it all together and kind of work the dough with the flour and salt into this. Alright, so what I'm doing now is we've reached a certain consistency where it's gotten super thick and it's not really beating all that well. So we're going to put it all together here into one big mound, and we're going to start kneading it together. Again, patience is the biggest key when it comes to pasta. Might not all work the first time you do this. So, and once the dough is done, you're going to let it set for about half an hour, and then you'll be able to start working with the rolling, the flattening, and the stretching, the really fun parts of all of this. Okay, so what we're doing is I'm going to be taking a piece of the flour. I'm just going to be putting it in here, and we're going to start off with a 7 for thickness in the meantime. So you really just got to keep pushing it through until you get your desired thickness. Alright, so now I have a number of sheets made for slicing into fettuccine. So the thickness I went in on for these, I went down to a 4. So if you're doing fresh pasta, there's scales that you can find online that tell you the thickness of certain types. For fettuccine, it's recommended you go to a 4 or a 5. I just went compared to one noodle here from the President's Choice bag, and it turned out to be a number 4 on the scale we're using on this machine. So we're just gonna put this through here, and it's coming out perfectly right here. I am so happy about this. So the last step of this is the pasta does need to hang for about 15 minutes to dry, and then we're just gonna wrap it up tightly in plastic and put it in the fridge for when we do the last bit of this cooking of the carbonara in a couple of days.
Okay, so Derek has put me in control of a balsamic reduction. Did I say it right?
You said it right. Or syrup or drizzle.
Alright, but anyway, for those of you who don't know, reduction can be used for many different things. It can be used as a dessert. It can be used as a drizzle on top of something. It can be used as a dip. It can be used as a salad dressing. There's a whole bunch of things you can use it for. But anyway, it's multi-purpose.
We're also going to film this kind of late. We're filming this at night before bed with the windows open because it gets kind of potent.
So
the neighbors will hate us.
Yes. So anyway, so this is the ingredients. So it's 3 tablespoons of white sugar, and it's a cup and a half of balsamic vinegar. So simply, you just mix the ingredients in a pan. We'll whisk this together, and we'll put it on medium-high heat. And basically, when it's done, you want about a half a cup of liquid left when this is done. Ooh. An hour and 10 minutes later, here's our finished product.
So this is just gonna sit down, and that's gonna thicken up overnight, and then we will be good for the next step.
Yes, which apparently we're using it on ice cream and bread.
Yes. What we're doing right now is we're making one more glaze. It's made out of chili oil. It takes a half cup of oil, 1 teaspoon of crushed red peppers, and you heat up to about 180 degrees Fahrenheit or 82 degrees Celsius. And then you kind of let it sit for a couple hours and let it obtain its red color. We're going to use that as part of a glaze on the toast. So what we're doing right now is we're making the prosciutto asparagus spears. I've already cooked the asparagus. So that we just boil for about 1 minute till it's just tender. Then you coat it in melted butter. So what we're doing right now is we are kind of slicing some prosciutto spears in half. And do you want to roll one here in the Parmesan?
Yes, queen.
Yeah, that's good. So then, I'm gonna put it in the corner, and just gonna wrap that over and just roll it around. Then we're gonna bake these in the oven for about 7 minutes. Okay, so we're starting with the carbonara right now. What we're gonna do is we have a bunch of cooked chicken, which we're gonna fry up a bit more here. And then we're gonna add the bacon as well. We wanna make sure the bacon is got a nice firm crispness to it. So you do this about for the first 5 minutes on medium heat. The next thing we are going to do is we're going to make the sauce. So for this, you're going to need 2 cups of heavy cream, as well as 6 egg yolks. So make sure it's just the yolks. And 1.5 cups of Parmesan cheese. So we're just going to whisk this all together. Alright, so the next step, after everything is mixed and the chicken and the bacon is all cooked, you want to make sure that you're on a low temperature with this because you're cooking with eggs. So that is a very good chance that everything could just split when you're doing this. So what you do is just keep it on a low simmer as you're cooking everything. And then you get your pot on for your noodles. Make sure that's ready as well. So the asparagus spears are all done here. Everything's just starting to cook over here. And around here, we are got the balsamic chili oil ciabatta about to go in as well when everything's almost ready. So coming up to the final steps of the preparation. So here comes the final product of the fresh pasta. So I'm just going to boil that. Should do about 2 or 3 minutes or just until it rises. Make sure I get the pot on camera. Yeah, so you just want to make sure it stirs around about 2 or 3 minutes in salted boiling water. Then we'll add it to that until everything is coated in thick. Here we go. So that's one view from above. So here we got our balsamic chili oil toasted ciabatta, the asparagus spears with Parmesan, and the main course. Look at that, Greg.
In my mouth.
And Betty. Hi. She is going to be trying to eat this. All right, so let's dig in.
So there you saw the meal, and now dessert. We have French vanilla ice cream with balsamic glaze with the cinnamon stick. We're not actually going to eat the cinnamon stick, but Balsamic Glaze has a surprisingly amazing topping for ice cream. Mmm. Agreed?
That's an interesting flavor.
That is so delicious.
Hmm.
It almost makes it taste like kind of caramelly.
That is so weird.
Mm. Vinegar on ice cream?
Hmm.
Who would have thought? But you have to reduce it to a syrup first. Otherwise, it's just vinegar on ice cream.
Interesting.
Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this week. We had a blast making this. And let's see what the other guys make. And Bruno has been challenged to do the Canadian dish. So, let's see what you bring to the table there, Bruno.
Well, everyone, that's it for this week. Tune in to the rest of the guys' videos to see what they do. And we'll see you guys all next week. Have a great week.
Bye!